He was snickering while Trump was speaking remotely from Florida. They're such losers. They don't get it. They still don't get it why they lost. But check out all my great coverage of the 79th Hula Bowl in Orlando, Florida this past weekend. There's the man of the hour, Carefree Largo, Billy Howell. What's going on?
Hello, it's good to see you.
Oh my God, he's got his Rav gear and everything. How are you today?
How you like that?
Looking sharp, looking sharp.
Thank you, Zere.
I'm going to go home now. You can film the rest.
No way.
Great to see you, Billy.
I'll hold the camera for you for the rest of the day.
Sounds good. Exciting day here. 2025 Hula Bowl, where college athletes from across the country get a look from the talent scouts for the NFL. And now that the college season is over, and there's a little prayer ceremony here. Glory, hallelujah, to our God. Every praise is to our God. How much you get?
In the white uniforms and led by Super Bowl 35 championship winning head coach Brian Billick. Please welcome Team Kai. Join us in honoring our flag and our nation as former Navy SEAL and national recording artist Jake Banta leads us in the Star Spangled Banner.
Come on, Brett.
The University of Central Florida.
How are we doing, David?
Good.
Hello, America. We're here with one of the best pros, David Zere. I cannot wait to get back to Long Island. David, I appreciate you so much. Coach, I got my ankles taped and I'm stretched, but we got a special announcement because we have the big dog, Dr. Al Bull, my dad, the athletic director. After a career at Ohio State, he got recruited to the University of Toledo, hired Nick Saban to his first ever head coaching
That's
job.
incredible. How are you, Al? It's great to finally meet you. Your son is phenomenal. What's going on?
Well, we're delighted to be here to help support Brett and the Hula Bowl. It's just tremendous. We're so proud of Brett and how he's recruiting for Team Jesus and the things that he's doing going across the nation to recruit for Team Jesus and help out organizations like the Hula Bowl.
So, Brett, it's great to be here. Finally, some positive news in the country, right? Outside of Donald Trump getting reelected, the Hula Bowl here, it's kind of like a first and last look for seniors in college for the NFL. Tell us about it.
Well, 120 all-star players from all over America. 400 scouts were in here from the NFL all week long. We had a Hall of Fame dinner, and our owner, Nick Logan with the Hula Bowl, put Doug Flutie and Deion Sanders into the Hula Bowl Hall of Fame this year. But it is so special. The Aloha spirit breathes in all 50 states, David. And we're uniting left and right voters, black and white voters. Sports unites us all.
Now, there's dozens of NFL players that have come because they were scouted at the Hula Bowl, right?
No doubt about it. Deion Sanders brought that out. They're going to show off today. They may get drafted, a choice, and that special spirit that breathes. It truly is the Aloha spirit. NFL's waiting, but family and friends are here today, live in Orlando at the Hula Bowl.
Now, Brett Bull, you went all over the country, all 50 states, talking to high school and college football teams with a positive message. Tell us really quick about that.
The best point about that is you might have a parent that tries to teach you the right things so when you get older, you'll know what to do. I've got my dad on my left, but when we do school programs, it's all about choices, decisions, consequences.
All right, legendary Al Bull here. It's so great to finally meet you. Brett Bull, exciting game. They're warming up. These guys are...
I got a special live breaking news for a Real America Voice.
What do you got?
In the fourth quarter, Dave's going to get his ankles taped and stretched, and we're putting him in the game.
All right, there we go.
We're going to break it down. 1, 2, 3, win on 3.
Let's go, man.
1, 2, 3, win.
outside the Hula Bowl, Orlando, Florida here. 2025 Hula Bowl, very exciting day. We're with Sue Trombino from WeImpactTheNation.org, correct?
Yes, sir. We impact the nation. When we show up, we win. WIN.
So you got your truck behind us, your beautiful truck. What's your mission?
Well, what we do is we educate and equip women and men with knowledge of God's truth about our faith, family, and freedom, and then we help support those who take a stand for the Judeo-Christian principles upon which our country was founded. So we travel the country. We're in homes, we're in churches, we're in every place you can think of, just getting people to think about why America is so exceptional. We're not perfect, but we're exceptional.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it, and I think more people are appreciating the United States, all they've been through between COVID and the weaponization of government and watching what happened to Donald Trump, right?
Oh, absolutely. I'm originally, I don't know, I think we talked earlier, but I'm originally from Venezuela.
Yeah.
And I've lived pretty much all over the world. And
You've seen it. You've seen the third world. And you lived in Muslim countries, right?
I have lived in the Muslim world. I've lived in Central, South America, Africa, Israel, been to Israel. And I just would talk to people about how if we don't wake up as Americans and understand how great we have it, how privileged we are to live in the greatest country on the face of the planet, again, not perfect, but exceptional, we're going to lose this country. And, yes, Trump, God, I believe that God gave us grace and mercy on November 5th. But it's going to be up to we, the people, to hold our elected officials accountable.
Yeah.
Trump can't do everything. So it's going to be up to us.
Yeah, and you've been all over America, too, and poverty-stricken areas, and you see the sea change, too, right? People are looking for signs of hope and need help.
Oh, absolutely. It doesn't matter what economic, wealthy, whether you're wealthy, not wealthy, poverty, white, black, Hispanic, Chinese, it doesn't matter the color of your skin. People are looking for that hope of what America was really built on, and they're really tired of it. It's not Republican, Democrat, Independent. It's really America.
How great is it here? We're at the Hula Bowl here outside the stadium in Orlando. This is a last look for seniors in college to be seen by the NFL after their college season just ended. But we're looking at a prayer service right in front of us here outside the gates. It's real America, isn't it?
It is real America for sure. And people are looking for that hope. And that they want to be able to express their freedom. And I don't know that these congressmen and senators work for you. We don't work for them. So we need to get involved, calling your congressmen, your legislators, it's a business, and we are the owners, and we have to make sure we hold them accountable. It's going to be up to each person, on your show and every place around the country to get up and do something. You don't have to.
Everybody, Sue Trombino, WeImpactTheNation.org. Get up and do something, right? For crying out loud.
Absolutely, because when we show up, we win, and that's what happened. We showed up and we won.
It's a really fun day here in Orlando at the 2025 Hula Bowl, and we've got Rav fan extraordinaire with us, Billy Howell, a.k.a. Carefree Lago in the Getter Chat. How are you?
I am doing great. It's a great day for football. Thanks for having me, David.
Yeah, you having fun today?
It's a blast. First time I've ever done anything like this.
Yeah, Billy drove up here. I told him I'd be down here. Brett Bowl invited me. He's the special projects coordinator for the Hula Bowl. And there's been about 50 NFL players that have come out of the Hula Bowl. It's the end of the college season. These guys are here as a showcase. There's a lot of talent scouts for the NFL out there. A lot of former NFL coaches like Mike Smith from the Falcons here. And just a really beautiful day, right?
It's a gorgeous day, and it's a wonderful opportunity for kids that wouldn't normally get a big chance like this, and not just from the United States, East Coast and West Coast, but also through all the Polynesian schools and all of that. So it's an exciting day.
Very much so, very much so. And Billy, Carefree Largo has been in our chat for many, many years. Why are you so engaged with the RAV audience?
Because the RAV audience is the best informed, smartest audience there is in television anywhere. And that's mainly because of people like you, David Zere, and the great job you do for Real America's Voice.
I appreciate that. What do you think resonates with the people who watch Real America's Voice? Why are they watching?
I think the people watch Real America's Voice because it is so important to the people like you to listen to what they have to say, to know what their questions are, and give them reasonable and real true answers. And that's why more and more people tune into you every single day.
Yeah, well, the Real America's Voice News audience is very special, followed us on the road for so many years, and Real America's Voice, very special place.
No place like it. No place like it at all. Best of the best.
Well, we'll see you in the chat next week. We're going to play some of this footage on Breaking Point. I want to thank you so much for meeting me out. We're going to go grab a steak, a couple of beers, and what a great day here in Orlando.
Back in chat typing poorly very soon.
All right, we're checking your grammar. There you go. Thanks, Billy. As countries around the world move away from the U.S. dollar, get gold today for 5,000 years. Gold has withstood inflation, geopolitical turmoil, stock market crashes, and the great news is you can still get it. You can own gold and silver in a tax-sheltered retirement account. Birch Gold makes it easy to convert your IRA or 401k into an IRA in precious metals. Just text the word America to 989898 to claim your free info kit on gold. 20 years experience in converting these IRAs and 401ks into precious metal IRAs. Birch Gold can help you today. Protect yourself today. Text the word America to 989898, an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. Thousands of happy customers and countless 5-star reviews. Secure your future with gold today. Start today with your free info kit. There's no obligation. Text the word America to 989898 today.
If you're over 50, imagine you could turn back the clock on your stiff, achy joints 10, even 20 years. Imagine you could do this without products that just temporarily hide the symptoms and may have side effects. Imagine no more. Introducing Instaflex Advanced. Get a complimentary sample just by texting CHAMP to 369-369. Instaflex Advanced is different because it targets the root cause of joint soreness and stiffness. It doesn't just cover up symptoms. Instead, it bathes your joints in its unique combination of 5 key natural ingredients found in no other product. Key ingredients backed by 5 clinical studies. Instaflex Advanced is so powerful, you could have better knees in just 1 week. Maybe that's why it's the #1 selling joint brand at GNC. But you can only get your complimentary sample by texting CHAMP to 369-369. Plus, text now and we'll include a tube of Instaflex pain cream with its exclusive oxygenated oil for fast-acting relief from the pain of arthritis, backaches, and sore muscles. Absolutely free. Text CHAMP to 369-369.
Cabinets to Go is bringing the wow. Get up to 70% off and customize your dream kitchen during our new year, new kitchen sale. Hurry in for your free 3D design consultation and enjoy your new kitchen for as low as $119 per month. Cabinets to Go. Wow for less.
If you're over 40 and taking probiotics, stop. Americans are choking down fistfuls of probiotics, all focused on billions and billions. Yet they're still feeling sicker and sicker and fatter and fatter. I'm Dr. Stephen Gundry, and I call it the Great Probiotic Hoax. There are critical nutrients missing from many popular probiotic supplements. And this may be why you are still suffering from weight gain, gas and bloating, and joint discomfort. That's why I created BioComplete 3. Only BioComplete 3 contains prebiotics, probiotics, and postbiotics to target the nasty gut destroyers that can hijack your health. Thousands have used it. It's a major part of how I lost 70 pounds and feel 20 years younger. For a limited time, you can try BioComplete 3 risk-free for 90 days. Go to guthealthsecret.com.
Did you know that thousands of authors across the country have written books and published them with Page Publishing? If you've written a book, Page can help you through the process. We cut through the confusion of the publishing world to make it easy for you. If we decide to publish your book, your work ends and ours begins. From copy editing and proofing to typesetting and book cover art, we get you printed, distributed, and sold on Amazon, Apple iTunes, and bookstores. We'll even promote your book.
Call 1-800-319-0257. That's 1-800-319-0257.
Attention homeowners. Are you behind on your mortgage payments? Is the bank threatening to take your home? Is your home worth less than you owe? If you answered yes to any of these questions, then you need to call this number right now.
Call 800-714-8615.
Welcome back, everybody. What an exciting weekend. Once again, I will be on the ground later today in D.C. participating in festivities for the inauguration and giving you full coverage on Sunday from the Capital One Arena with the RAV team and our great correspondents. So I can't wait for that. It's a very historic time in our history. And then Monday, we will be on the ground all over DC with the incredible RAV crew and team to bring you live coverage of the inauguration. I want to get to our guest, though, right now. We have Jeffrey Barke. He's a practicing doctor for 25 years, and he's the author of Unavoidably Safe: Childhood Vaccines Reconsidered. We want to get into some of the MAHA stuff and what's going on. Welcome to the show, Jeff.
David, thanks for having me on Real America's Voice. Great to be with you.
Yeah, it's great to have you. I think that RFK Jr. resonated with the RAV crowd, but also the unaffiliated voters. I spent a lot of time across the country, very popular, participated in Steve Gruber's town hall with RFK Jr. fielding questions from the audience. They really love his message. What do you think? You think MAHA is going to get traction?
Well, I certainly hope so. Keep in mind, he's now appointed and hopefully he will be confirmed to the Health and Human Services. As a reminder, the Health and Human Services is an umbrella organization that oversees the FDA, the CDC, the National Institutes of Health, and the Centers for Medicaid and Medicare. Very important work. While I don't agree with him on many of his social policies, he is flat out correct with the corruption of our three-letter agencies, and he is absolutely correct on his perspective with vaccinations. So I am very hopeful and excited that he gets appointed to this position and approved by the Senate, and I think he will do amazing things.
Can you establish for the audience the difference between red dye number 3, which will be banned, as opposed to red dye number 40, and what dyes are safe and are they all dangerous?
You know, it's so funny that we're hearing this. It's like Stockholm syndrome, right? We learn to love the agencies that are abusing us. Quite honestly, David, I'm not interested in what the FDA bans or doesn't ban. They don't play a role in the decisions that I make in my life, in the foods that I eat. We shouldn't be eating any of these artificial food dyes. That none of them are healthy for us. Same thing with government tap water that contains fluoride and chlorine and other heavy metals. I am uninterested in the government's opinion as to what is safe or unsafe in my life. I think it's a joke that they're banning red dye number 4, number 5, or number 3, or any of them. Not that they're not healthy, they aren't. But we should be educating the public about what's healthy and what's not banning products. So what I try to do on my social, RX for Liberty, and on my website and in my practice is I want to teach people how to master their own health so they don't need physicians, healthcare agencies, and for goodness sake, not government agencies in particular.
Well, let's talk about the food pyramid. Do you think that needs to be changed?
Yeah, there ought not be a food pyramid that's determined by the government. What I tell my patients is if you feel really good most days of the week, then what you're eating is probably making sense, but most people don't. Top of my food pyramid is healthy animals. So grass-fed, grass-finished, organic beef or other animals, bison, deer, etc. So healthy, including the organ meat most people won't eat. So I take organ supplements. Next is raw dairy. So healthy, and in California, Raw Farms owner Mark McAfee was forced to voluntarily withdraw his milk because of some bogus PCR testing of bird flu. Then eggs. We've been taught that eggs are unhealthy, especially the yellow of eggs. They are superfoods if they come from healthy chickens. Organic produce, raw honey. That's the staple of my world as far as diet goes. I'm not interested in a government food pyramid. I'm interested in eating whole, nutritious, nutrient-dense foods, and we don't need the government to tell us how to do that.
Okay. Can we dispel some of the myths or arguments about raw milk? Is it the milk lobby that is against it? Is there any threats, bacterial threats or anything from raw milk?
No more so than raw anything else. The government allows us to buy raw meat, raw fish, raw oysters, raw produce. How many times do we hear about an outbreak in a certain type of lettuce that kills people? Raw milk is some of the healthiest food around. It is filled with incredible enzymes, probiotics, etc. It is incredibly healthy, and the government should stay the heck away from our food. This nonsense in the Orange County Register recently that a person had two of his cats die because it was fed raw milk. That's a bunch of crock. First of all, the raw milk, the bird flu that was tested in Mark McAfee's raw farm milk was done by PCR testing. The same thing that they used during COVID, where they jacked up the cycle threshold to test positive for almost anything, was not a test for actual live virus. Even if there were live virus, that's not how you get bird flu, by ingesting it in your stomach. It would be killed instantly by the stomach acid, not to mention the antiviral and antibacterial properties of the raw dairy itself.
Yeah, and there's no proof that there's any transmission capable yet, if any, in the future of bird flu to humans, right? From
Not
animals.
a single case of human-to-human transmission, yet our governor here in California has declared a bird flu emergency.
So why are we paying $7 a dozen for eggs? It used to be $1 a dozen when Trump was president.
Yeah, because they're culling the herd. They test for bird flu, and then they make farms kill all the chickens. That's why they're doing it. So food prices are going crazy because of government regulation and because of government control.
What do you think the most significant changes that RFK Jr. will bring to that position in educating the American public, or being effective?
Great question, David. I think the defunding of the three-letter agencies. Right now, the CDC and the FDA are funded by industry. The CDC, that's supposed to have the back of the American people, have the back of the pharmaceutical industry, because 50% of their funding comes from the pharmaceutical industry. We need to eliminate that. We also need to put elected officials in charge of these agencies, not government bureaucrats, not the deep state, not the administrative state. So right now, the CDC and the FDA are not regulated, are not overseen by people that are elected by the people. They're overseen by the administrative state, and that needs to change. And then RFK Jr. is also going to have a platform to talk about safe and effective vaccines and blow up the childhood vaccine schedule and eliminate this nonsense of mandatory vaccines in order to attend schools. Okay. In particular, that's California.
Well, we'll spend the last 3 minutes on that, but I just wanted to say, my mother, we ate healthy growing up. I wasn't allowed to have the Wonder Bread with the free baseball card in the bottom of the pack. So we ate healthy. I do miss liverwurst, though, so I wish that listeria thing didn't happen. But so, all right. So I have 4 kids. Grandkids, 4 grandkids. They're all vaccinated, as far as school required vaccinations: diphtheria, hepatitis B, MMR, measles, mumps, rubella, polio, chickenpox, and 3 or 4 others, except for HPV, which I wouldn't let them get. But they can't go to school without it. And I don't have money to homeschool my kids, even though I'm a big fan of homeschooling. So what do people do?
Well, we need to change the rules. Under no circumstances should we require an invasive medical procedure in order to attend school. If these vaccines are safe and healthy, then convince the public, make a case, make the argument, debate people that have a different perspective, and then let parents make their decision. We should never force any child to get vaccinated as a prerequisite for attending school. It's wrong. I don't agree with it. We should allow medical, religious, and personal exemptions. There are states that do that. Unfortunately, California is not one of them. California has, in effect, 0 exemptions allowed, and that's why, by the way, many parents are moving out of California, and there's a huge movement growing in the homeschool arena, and good for them. And never mind that our public schools are teaching our kids garbage anyways. Yeah. But vaccines should never be a prerequisite.
So you don't think that diphtheria and tetanus, MMR, and the hepatitis and polio vaccines and chickenpox are effective?
I said they should never be mandated. So first of all, if you're listening to this, Google this. How many cases of tetanus are there in the United States? It's less than a handful. You are not at risk of tetanus unless you're the very rare person that's walking barefoot in the soil and you step on a rusty nail. That so uncommonly happens. What happens now is you cut yourself in the kitchen, cutting a bagel, you end up at the urgent care and they want to vaccinate you against tetanus. Never mind that the bagel knife doesn't have any tetanus spores. And never mind that if you actually get tetanus, the treatment is not a tetanus shot. It is a tetanus anti-venom shot. And tetanus can't grow in air. So the best way to prevent tetanus is wash thoroughly out the cut that you get. And if it's tetanus prone, a tetanus shot is not going to prevent that.
All right, doctor, we only have 30 seconds left. I'm sorry, we're out of time. But your book, Unavoidably Unsafe Childhood Vaccines Reconsidered, maybe we can show the book. Where can people buy it and where can they follow you? 25 seconds.
It's available on Amazon. It's designed as a guide for any parent, grandparent, anybody that's interested in the childhood vaccine protocol. So take a peek. I think you'll find it very fascinating. It's available directly on Amazon. Forward is written by Del Bigtree.
All right. Well, I really appreciate your input, and your insight, and your knowledge. We'll have you back as RFK gets some momentum here, okay?
Let's do it. Thanks, David. I appreciate you having me on.
Thank you so much, Doc. We'll be right back with more. I have a lot of great stuff for you ahead. Check it out.
Hello, this is Mike Huckabee. President Trump said he wants to take back the White House and teach our kids to love our country. That's why my team created a Kids Guide to President Trump. It'll teach your kids all about President Trump's accomplishments and his vision for America. And right now, I want to give it to you for free as part of this free gift bundle.
Order your free Kids Guide to President Trump, get a free bonus guide, and a free membership to AMAC featuring dozens of money-saving benefits at kidsneedtrump.com. That's kidsneedtrump.com.
I'm an artist and I'm in my studio. I'm hearing the ads about Relief Factor and I've got pain in my neck and it's getting worse and I'm thinking, well, I'm going to go ahead and order this. 2 weeks later and I've got much better range of motion. I'm able to carry these big canvases around. I'm just very, very grateful that I gave the product a try.
If pain is affecting your life, give Relief Factor a try. Call or go online. Get your 3-week quick start for only $19.95. Fight pain naturally with Relief Factor.
Are you still paying full price for gas? Stop leaving money behind every time you fill up. Start earning real cash back. Download the free Upside app to get cash back on every gallon of gas you buy. It's that easy. Top Upside users are making as much as $200 to $300. So what are you waiting for? Get in on the action and start getting real cash back every time you get gas.
I don't understand how more people are not talking about Upside. It's a free app that literally gives you cash every time you get gas.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
Just download the free Upside app and use promo code LINK25 for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. Stop leaving money on the table. Earn cash just for buying the gas you were going to buy anyway. Download the free Upside app and join millions of users who are earning real money every day with Upside.
I just got cash back for commuting to work. Already made like $200 to $300.
So I thought it was too good to be true, but it's legit. I'm getting cash back every time I fill up my tank with Upside.
Download the free Upside app now to get cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code LINK25 for a 25 cent per gallon bonus on your first tank. If you drive, you need Upside. Earn cash back on every gallon of gas you buy. Plus, you can cash out anytime. So whether you're driving around town a couple times a week or hundreds of miles every day, Upside is for you. Don't wait. Some Upside users are making as much as $200 to $300. So don't wait. Use promo code LINK25 for an extra 25 cent a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's promo code LINK25 for a 25 cent a gallon bonus.
I'm on the ground in D.C. today. Tomorrow, bringing you live coverage of the Trump rally from the Capital One Arena, and then live coverage of the inauguration with our incredible RAV team. I'm so excited. It's such a historic time in American history here. I was at the original Trump inauguration. I was at the Biden inauguration. I put a video up. It got like 4 million hits of the dystopian state. Nobody was there. There were 4,000 troops sleeping on the lawn. They made the troops sleep on the floor in a parking garage in D.C. What a mess. Mayor Bowser, what a mess. But anyway, I want to welcome to the show right now somebody who may be desperately needed to turn around New York City, candidate for New York City District Attorney, Maud Maron. Welcome to the show.
David, thank you so much for having me.
It's great to meet you. I'm very excited that, I interviewed Thomas Caniff when he ran, but Bragg had this incredible machine and colors of change behind him. And his first year, I think Alvin Bragg, only like 7% of the violent crimes are prosecuted. Subway crime, murder for the first week of January 2025 was up 50% over the first week of January 2024. Rapes are up 30. It's calmed down a little bit. 77,000 felony assaults in New York City last year, felony and misdemeanor assaults combined. What a mess. What are you going to do to fix it?
Yeah, it sure is. But, none of us, I was born in Manhattan. I've lived here, really my whole adult life. And none of us, no New Yorkers, should be terribly surprised by what's going on, because Alvin Bragg told us what he was going to do on day one. He wrote this thing called Day One Memo, where he told us all the crimes he was not going to prosecute. And we don't need a prosecutor who's disinterested in prosecuting crime. We need a prosecutor who knows how to prosecute crime, who will prosecute crime, and who understands that crime should be prosecuted.
Do you think there's enough disenchanted New Yorkers with the state of affairs, especially after congestion pricing? They're trying to drive people down into the subways like the mole people from Planet of the Apes, but they're not safe. They're being pushed on the tracks. They're being slashed. I think murder was at a 27-year high recently. Felony assaults were up 146% on the subway for a short period of time here. Is New York ready for change, for a Republican DA?
New York is ready for a DA who will fight crime. And I really think the district attorney's race, David, has to be viewed almost like a nonpartisan race. We have two major parties, so you have to run on a party line in order to get yourself on that, general ballot and that general election. But I think at this point, what people want are solutions. And I'll say this, I take the subway. My kids take the subway. The New York City subway is the little yellow school bus for hundreds of thousands of kids as young as 11 and 12 years old, middle schoolers and high schoolers. So we're talking 6th grade through 12th grade. They get a Metro card and they get on the subway every day to go to school. So we need those subways to be safe. And you've just run through a bunch of numbers on crime stats. Let me give you one that's really, really important. In 2017, we had 0 homicides on the New York City subways. We can get back there. We're not talking about ancient history or something that we can't remember. More than half the cops that are on the force now were on the force in 2017. And we have a professional police force who knows how law enforcement needs to work to keep civilians safe on the subway and on the streets. And we need to get back to that.
Yes, I have a 31 and a 34-year-old in the city. People mugged and stabbed right near my daughter in the 23rd Street. A congestion price advocate was stabbed and assaulted earlier last week. My son lives up near Columbus Circle. Heinous crimes going on. People getting hit in the face with bottles. And they're adults, and I'm scared for them. So I can only imagine, for the children. What are you going to do to change the 58,000 illegal criminals in New York City, illegal aliens, and then deporting or getting rid of the remaining illegals?
Well, let me say this. New York City is a city of immigrants. I happen to be married to an immigrant myself. I'm married to an immigrant who came here legally. So we certainly do have a lot of immigrants. And we had, past mayors, like someone like Rudy Giuliani, understood that you have to have immigrants being willing to come forth and participate in prosecutions when people are victims of crime. But we very, very much cannot be a city that simply takes every, thousands of people that come from an open border. And we do have a change of administration. And I think what New York City is going to see going forward is the ability to work with a federal administration that is ready to deport criminals who come into this country illegally and break our laws, and ready to really use deportation as a law enforcement technique, which is going to be very important. And, again, this is sort of a nonpartisan issue. Barack Obama was called the deporter in chief because Barack Obama actually deported more people than President Trump did in his first term. Deportation is an important part of law enforcement and keeping New York City safe. And it's something that locally we're going to have to cooperate with the federal authorities in order to avail ourselves of that cooperation and participation.
Yeah, well, as far as I'm concerned, anyone who's here illegally is a criminal. And we have to change that. My great-grandparents came here as legal immigrants to the United States, didn't get social services, had to learn the language, never depended on the government for anything. And now we have another 2,200-bed illegal immigrant facility coming online in New York City. And I think we have about a third of our hotels or so, I forgot the number, booked with illegals. So we got to change that desperately.
Yeah, no, sorry to interrupt you there, but I agree with you completely about that, David. And I hear from a lot of New Yorkers, it's incredibly frustrating when people are working hard and wages are being depressed and the price of groceries is going up, and that they see someone who got here yesterday and is illegal is getting a phone and getting a hotel in Midtown and getting food. That system is clearly broken. But I'm really looking at it through the lens of the next, the Manhattan District Attorney, and how we can make sure that we're cooperating with the federal government to reduce crime and make New York a safer city.
Yeah, I think an illegal killed a 14-year-old boy last week in New York City. The rape and murder of the 13-year-old girl in the park. The guy who was hit over the head and his girlfriend raped under the boardwalk in Coney Island. A Tren de Aragua member shot 2 cops, was staying at a $350 a night hotel. It's got to change. Rudy Giuliani took the liberal line to get the mayoral candidacy and to wrap up that election. Who are you going to try to get to be on your side? It's just going to be everybody say, I'm going to be the guy, the woman or a person who's going to change the culture in New York?
Look, I worked in the criminal courts for many, many years, for over 2 decades. I worked actually as a public defender, defending people accused of crime. I know how that criminal court system works on both sides. And at this point, in terms of the election, I think it's what I call the all hands on deck moment for New York. We need people who are registered in both parties, people who are registered as conservatives, people who are unaffiliated, people who have yet to register. We have to, we saw great work in Pennsylvania and in other places, getting people who had previously not participated to register and to get involved in the presidential election. We're going to need that here in New York City. We need all people to register and participate.
Well, one more question. We have about a minute. I wanted to ask you, Rikers Island had 33,000 or so inmates under Giuliani. It's down to 5,000-6,000, something like that. Are we going to prosecute people and put them in jail, and also involuntary, commitment for, psychiatric cases who are hurting people in New York City?
Yeah, absolutely. That's an underutilized practice that we need to get back to, both to protect the New Yorkers on the street who are being harmed by people who are, a danger to themselves and others, but also just out of compassion. If somebody is flagrantly psychotic, you're not doing them any favors by keeping them on the street, and you're putting other people at risk. I will tell you, we should keep Rikers Island as a jail facility. There's something that we can get into this perhaps on a further date. But they're trying to close down Rikers Island. It was one of Bill de Blasio's last terrible things that he did to New York on his way out the door, was pass legislation through the city council to close Rikers Island and to relocate jails into our communities. It was a terrible idea. And as you can well imagine, the projected costs have already skyrocketed. And the number of beds, the number of actual people that can be detained was insufficient when they passed the law and is only growing more insufficient as we have more need to incarcerate more people.
Maud, we have 10 seconds. Where can people follow you? Got to go to break.
MaudMaron.com. You can get all the information you need to follow me right there, and you can donate to the campaign as well. Thank you for having me. MaudMaron.com.
Thank you so much. I want to have you back. I'm excited that you're running, so thank you so much.
Would love to come back.
All right, great. Thank you, Maud. Right now, we have a message from Switch to USA. We always love seeing Maria from Switch to USA. How are you?
I am doing very well. I am so pumped that we are here in Long Island. Thank you.
Yeah, it's great. And I see you everywhere. I saw you in Schnecksville, Pennsylvania, Wildwood, New Jersey. Is there anywhere you don't go?
There is nowhere we don't go. Absolutely.
You've been a supporter of Real America's Voice, Breaking Point, for some time now. Tell us about Switch to USA.
Well, Switch to USA is the mom and pop American manufacturer, and we are the parallel economy for all of your essentials. And you never know when you might need another supply chain. Wink, wink. So
all made on American soil by American factory workers.
Amen to that. We have to rebuild our economy, and we are doing it.
Where can our viewers find you?
Please come to switch2USA.com.
Switch2USA.com. We love Maria. So great to see you.
Thank you so much, David. We love you too. Thank you, everyone.
Awesome. Thank you, Maria.
We all want to make a difference in our country and make change, but we don't all have the ability to do so. A lot of people are busy. They can't join school boards. They can't get on borough council, but they can change where they shop. And it's just shopping. It's that simple.
We're going to link arms and we're going to shop right here at this American factory. They make the products and they're all natural and they're good for us and they're affordable. Everything's made here in the USA.
You know, there's this thing called age, and it sucks.
If you're over 50, imagine you could turn back the clock on your stiff, achy joints by years. Introducing InstaFlex Advanced.
It's restored my joints without just temporarily masking my symptoms and without scary side effects. When you can find a product that can take that away to the point that you can live your life again, that is a miracle to me.
Get a complimentary sample just by texting BAND to 321321. InstaFlex Advanced targets the root cause of joint soreness and stiffness with a unique combination of 5 key natural ingredients. Key ingredients backed by 5 clinical studies.
I love this product. I'm telling you, it works.
InstaFlex Advanced is the #1 selling joint brand at GNC, but you can only get your complimentary sample by texting BAND to 321321. Plus, text now, and we'll include a tube of InstaFlex pain cream for fast-acting relief absolutely free. Text BAND to 321321 today.
Hello, this is Mike Huckabee. President Trump said he wants to take back the White House and teach our kids to love our country. That's why my team created the Kids Guide to President Trump. It'll teach your kids all about President Trump's accomplishments and his vision for America. And right now, I want to give it to you for free as part of this free gift bundle.
Order your free Kids Guide to President Trump, get a free bonus guide, and a free membership to AMAC featuring dozens of money-saving benefits at kidsneedtrump.com. That's kidsneedtrump.com.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solutions Center. Diabetics understand all too well the pain of pricking your fingers. But now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you can immediately reduce your pain. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 4 or more times daily, injecting insulin 3 or more times daily, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solutions Center right now to learn about this groundbreaking new CGM technology. And if you have Medicare, you can get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free, and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 4 or more times daily, injecting insulin 3 or more times daily, or using an insulin pump, Call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how you can get your own continuous glucose monitor or CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
What do you do when your tire goes flat and there's no air anywhere? You reach for Bullseye Pro, the smarter, faster, hands-free way to fill it up with air. Bullseye Pro is equipped with a rechargeable power plant, smart pressure sensor, and custom nozzles. It's like the power of an air compressor in the palm of your hand. Get your complete Bullseye Pro inflation system for just $79.99 and get free shipping. Plus, we'll give you a 50% discount on a second one. Order now.
Hey, welcome back to Breaking Point. We're on the ground for inauguration coverage all weekend, Sunday, Monday, the arena, Capital One Arena, the outside for the inauguration. Stay tuned for all the best coverage of Donald J. Trump's presidential inauguration on Real America's Voice News. I have a good friend with us right now, Pastor David Lowery from the Outreach Universal Baptist Church in Harvey, Illinois. I first met him through our friend Terry Newsom, the day that Ben Berquam was out there, exposing illegals and veterans living in tents and illegals getting housing. Dave Lowery was out on the street with him. Welcome to the show, Dave. What's cooking?
Thank you so much, Dave, for having me. And first, let me give all praises to God and my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ of Nazareth. Man, what's cooking is you.
Yeah.
You and this team did a great job of covering President Trump across the country. And it was you, Ben, who gave a voice to me here in Chicago. So we were able to reach the people and get Chicago back on track as a Republican country. And 47%, God blessed us, man. So let us keep the motion going to keep America great.
And you were saying it all along. And I was pressing Lara Trump when she took over the GOP, as a co-chair about what are they going to do to go into the inner city. It's easy to say the Democrats suck, but did the GOP go and recruit and grassroots campaign in the inner cities? But you saw that sea change. There was a shift.
Well, it was the fact that I think a lot of things happen in the Black community because it's so uninformed. And I think by the fact that me being able to get out there and explaining to the Black community exactly the situation that we were facing and that we needed to make changes. When I was at the RNC, I spoke about 60 years of nothing from the Democratic Party. And the fact that a lot of people start to resonate with me on that. And every time they would see me, they was like, Pastor, you're so true. It's time for a change. So it was just a blessing, man, to be able to reach the grassroots people. And now that they've awakened, the Black community has awakened, the Democrats are done. So we're not going to play around with them anymore. We're going to change and have a new governor. I'll be the new mayor of Chicago in 2027. And we're going to make this country and the city of Chicago great again.
And you're a fighter. You were a professional athlete with the USFL. You trained welterweight and heavyweight champ Michael Nunn.
Yes, sir.
You gave your life to God. You turned your life around. You know what it takes on the ground in Chicago. How do you build on that? And has the GOP responded to you?
Well, I've talked to the state president. We're starting to get together and do some talking about their visibility and what they need to do to really get into the Black community, to the American people and patriots across this country. The Black community is in dire straits. There's so much stuff that is bad has happened to us over the 60 years under this bad leadership. And the leadership in the Black community is really horrible. That's one of the things that we're going to be replacing people out. So we just want to be able to, get restored, get our families back, get our school back. But the Black community is well aware of what's happening, and we're going to support President Trump. And I know that with his new plan, he plans to support the Black community as well.
Let's get into that new plan. We have about 5 minutes to get into this. The Platinum Plan from Trump. We had the First Step Act. He had HBCU involvement. He did a lot. And the bottom 8.5% of income earners, mostly minorities, benefited the most in the economy when he was president. But now he's got the Platinum Plan. I want to read some things here. He wants to give access to capital in Black communities of almost $500 billion, 3 million new jobs to create for the Black community, community, create 500,000 new Black-owned businesses, safe urban neighborhoods with highest policing standards, a second Step Act, a second First Step Act, that's what they call the Second Step Act, and changing education, all kinds of stuff. Are these things realistic?
Yes, they are. And I want to say to Black Americans across the country, President Trump was right when he said that he put a lot of money into us with this plan. It was a shame that they stole the election, because had this been implemented in the Black community, it's a self-help plan. It's a plan that we can create economics, our own banks, financial literacy, hospitals, mental hospitals for the kids, housing. Everything in this plan, the Platinum Plan, would have the Black community up and running and back on its feet in less than 2 years. You're talking about onshore manufacturing, procurement opportunities, set-asides. All of that is in the Black community. Once it's in there, then you will see a difference. You'll see crime go down. You'll see Black people buying homes. You'll see manufacturing coming to the Black community. You'll see better schools. All of this thing, if President Trump put this together in 2019, had he won that election, then the Black community, after 4 years under this type of leadership, we would be self-sufficient just like everybody else, and our communities wouldn't be the war zones that they are.
Yeah, and how much have the illegals, how many jobs have they taken away? You know, the job growth, they say 15 million jobs. 9 million of them were recovery jobs from COVID. The rest were part-time government work and foreign workers. So we didn't have a lot of job growth under Biden. This plan is so comprehensive. I'm in politics for like 40 years. This is incredible. How are you going to participate?
Well, one thing I want to say, and I want President Trump to hear me closely. This is an excellent plan for the Black community. And the problem that I see is that the poor leadership that's like here in Illinois, we have a lot of NGOs who will jump on this money. If there is not an oversight committee, and that's what I want to talk to him about. I've done some work with the Heritage Foundation, and I want to have teams or oversight committees, because a lot of the Greek organizations, they've been taking the money from the Black community, like I talked to you before. They're in legislation, they're aldermen, they're mayors, and they're basically trying to suck the life out of the grassroots. But now that the grassroots people have awakened, if this plan is to survive, we're going to need a oversight committee, and I'm asking the president to make me part of that, because I know how they steal the money. They use, the street brothers, the gangbangers and all that. They say crime, but crime is not that bad in Chicago. It's more propagated by the mayor and by the governor. But the grassroots people, Black people who work every day, who try to send their kids to school, who are really trying to live the American dream.
Yeah, you can't.
They can't, because we got these, I don't want to say house Negroes taking the money, and they're not giving nothing back to the Black community.
So there's two levels this here. You have, the clergy in the Black churches, and, they're hostage to the NAACP, to the DNC, like Vince Everett Ellison says, you can't leave the plantation, right? But also, now you're saying there's like a new class of college-educated Black people that are kind of like the rhinos on the Republican side, who are kind of like all style over substance, not letting that community filter down to the community, right?
Exactly, and that's one of the things that I want to talk to the president about, is because the NGOs, the Black Greeks, the Divine Nine, they did a side deal in 2020 with Joe Biden and Kamala Harris to help them steal the election. It's documented and everything. And so they're playing both sides, because, when the Democrats are in, they get money for the colleges. And then when President Trump get in, he gave them over $250 million in his first term. And when the Democrats got in, they reduced it to $25 million. So these organizations have gotten into place, into politics. Their mission is not to rebuild the Black community, but to create a new one. And the Black community that I know of across the country is saying, no, we're going to start voting these people out, but we're going to need President Trump to stick with us and to help us, because if these people are not moved out of office, they'll take this program, they'll reappropriate the money and put it into different programs and make it seem like they're going to help the Black community, and they really don't. They're just using different organizations to wash the money through, and the Black community continues to die. So when I speak to the president, I want him to be able to at least create this oversight committee, because once they get this money in the Democratic states, they're going to start reappropriating it. They're going to start calling it something else. And you will see what we saw with Lori Lightfoot, $351 million thrown away to migrants. And that money came from President Trump for the Black community.
Pastor David Lowery, you're a powerhouse. Keep it up. You have a consistent message. In about 20 seconds, where can our viewers follow you?
You can find me at Facebook, David L. Lowery Jr. You can also find me at X at David L. Lowery Jr. 1. And we're about to set a new network off. I've got some things in the work.
Okay.
The Let the Truth Be Told networks. We'll get our TV channel, and we'll get that all out, Dave. And we can do a show about that. But just put in your search engine, Pastor David L. Lowery, and everything about me will come up.
Thanks, Dave. I'll see you on the ground in D.C. probably. Guys, I want to throw to a video I did with Dave Bratt. He invited me to the Orlando Magic game. We were at the Hula Bowl together, where these college seniors get a last look from the NFL. There's people who get drafted. I think there's been 50 players drafted to the NFL from the Hula Bowl, including former Pittsburgh Panthers defensive back Donovan McMillan may be drafted. He was there. But check this out with Dave Bratt. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next week. Here with Dave Bratt at the Orlando Magic. What's up, Dave?
Hey, nothing with Liberty University. Just going around meeting good friends all around the country. Days here, the best. Manhattan, traveling the world down in Orlando. Go Magic.
Unbelievable. Great Hula Bowl yesterday. I know you were there. I was there, but I missed you.
Yeah, no. Hula Bowl yesterday. One of our great Virginians runs that program. I got a faith dimension to it. They got biblical scripture on the football jerseys.
A prayer rally before the game. 400 people gathered.
Just unreal.
And this is the last look for these college seniors for the NFL, right?
Yeah, no, and it was just fun seeing all the helmets, right? Clemson and Michigan and Liberty Universities represented. Just all the helmets from every great team.
All right, where can people follow you, Dave?
Yeah, just look me up at Liberty University. Come by, visit the campus with your kids, get me out talking in your city, invite me in, and I love giving a talk on faith or macroeconomics or what it's like to be in Congress, what the Trump's agenda is going to be like. We'll cover all the bases.
All right, we love you, Dave Bratt.
Thank you, Dave.
For the invite tonight. Epic night in Orlando.
Great to have you, brother.
Super duper.
Are you still paying full price for gas? Stop leaving money behind every time you fill up. Start earning real cash back. Download the free Upside app to get cash back on every gallon of gas you buy. It's that easy. Top Upside users are making as much as $200 to $300. So what are you waiting for? Get in on the action and start getting real cash back every time you get gas.
I don't understand how more people are not talking about Upside. It's a free app that literally gives you cash every time you get gas.
You're putting gas in your car anyway? Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
Just download the free Upside app and use promo code LINK25 for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. Stop leaving money on the table. Earn cash just for buying the gas you were going to buy anyway. Download the free Upside app and join millions of users who are earning real money every day with Upside.
I just got cash back for commuting to work. Already made like $200 to $300.
So I thought it was too good to be true, but it's legit. I'm getting cash back every time I fill up my tank with Upside.
Download the free Upside app now to get cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code LINK25 for a 25 cent per gallon bonus on your first tank. If you drive, you need Upside. Earn cash back on every gallon of gas you buy. Plus, you can cash out anytime. So whether you're driving around town a couple